For decades, the British royal family has mastered the art of keeping its most sensitive battles hidden behind palace walls. But reports surrounding Prince William and a treasured inheritance from Queen Elizabeth II have sparked a wave of questions that refuse to disappear. Why did one seemingly routine transfer create such tension inside royal circles? And what does Prince William's decision reveal about the future of the monarchy itself? The British monarchy has always depended on continuity. From royal titles and succession plans to historic estates and family traditions, every transition is carefully managed to project stability. That is why reports surrounding Prince William's control of one of Queen Elizabeth II's most significant private estates immediately captured attention across the royal family and beyond. On the surface, the inheritance appeared entirely predictable. Prince William, the future king, inherited property connected to royal succession, something that has happened throughout British history. Yet according to reports and palace insiders, the story behind this transition may have carried far greater significance than a simple transfer of land and assets. What makes this situation particularly fascinating is that Prince William never publicly explained anything. There was no detailed statement from Buckingham Palace, no televised appearance, and no effort by Prince William to reassure critics or clarify speculation. In royal life, silence often speaks louder than words. When a senior royal chooses not to comment, observers frequently begin searching for meaning in what remains unsaid. Could Prince William's silence itself be part of a larger message about authority, succession, and the future direction of the royal family? Let us know what you think as we continue. The estate in question was not merely a valuable piece of property. Throughout her reign, Queen Elizabeth II treated her private estates as symbols of legacy, responsibility, and continuity. For decades, Queen Elizabeth II carefully protected the distinction between personal possessions and the official machinery of the crown. That distinction matters because private estates carry emotional and symbolic value that extends far beyond their financial worth. When Prince William assumed control, some royal observers interpreted the move as more than inheritance. Some believe the transfer represented a quiet acknowledgement of Prince William's growing role as the central figure in the monarchy's future. At the same time, reports began emerging that Queen Camilla and individuals within Queen Camilla's wider family circle were not involved in discussions surrounding the transition. While there is no evidence of wrongdoing or exclusion beyond reported accounts, palace commentators suggested that the speed and finality of the process surprised many people connected to Queen Camilla. According to those reports, decisions appeared settled before questions could even be raised. That detail alone fueled intense speculation because royal institutions rarely move without considering the political and personal consequences of major decisions. And this is where the story becomes even more interesting. Inside the royal family, influence is not always measured through official titles. Influence can emerge through access, relationships, trust, and proximity to decision-making. For years, Queen Camilla's position beside King Charles III naturally elevated the visibility of people connected to her world. That reality exists in almost every institution, whether political, corporate, or royal. Individuals close to power often gain opportunities simply because of their connection to influential figures. But what happens when the center of power begins to shift? Reports from royal commentators suggested that Prince William's growing authority may have created a new dynamic inside palace circles. Rather than relying on long-standing informal arrangements, Prince William reportedly favored a more structured approach, emphasizing accountability, defined responsibilities, and clearer boundaries. Supporters viewed this as sensible modernization. Critics viewed it as a significant cultural shift. Either way, many observers agree that Prince William appeared increasingly confident in exercising authority associated with the future king. The timing also matters. King Charles III continues to lead the monarchy while managing the enormous responsibilities of the crown. At the same time, Catherine, Princess of Wales, remains one of the most trusted and respected members of the royal family. Together, Prince William and Kate Middleton increasingly represent the monarchy's future in the eyes of many supporters. As public attention gradually focuses on the next generation, every decision involving Prince William attracts greater scrutiny than ever before. But beneath discussions about estates, inheritance, and palace influence lies a deeper question that continues to divide royal watchers. Is this story really about property? Or is this story actually about power? Some believe Prince William's actions simply reflect responsible preparation for the future. Others wonder whether deeper historical memories continue shaping relationships behind closed doors. After all, Prince William's life has been profoundly influenced by events involving Princess Diana, King Charles III, and Queen Camilla. While there is no evidence that personal grievances motivated any recent developments, the emotional history connecting these figures remains impossible to ignore. As speculation grows, one reality stands out above everything else. Prince William appears increasingly comfortable exercising leadership without seeking public approval for every decision. Rather than responding to rumors, Prince William seems content allowing actions to speak on his behalf. That approach mirrors a lesson often associated with Queen Elizabeth II herself, who understood that lasting authority is frequently strengthened by restraint rather than constant explanation. And yet, what happened next would raise even more questions about Queen Camilla's family, their unique place inside the royal family, and why some observers believe a quiet struggle over influence may already be reshaping the monarchy from within. Before we continue, if you enjoy thoughtful coverage of Prince William, Kate Middleton, King Charles III, Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, and the latest royal drama surrounding the British monarchy, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and join our growing community. Because the next chapter of this story reveals why some palace insiders believe the real battle was never about inheritance at all. It was about influence, access, and who truly holds power inside the modern royal family. If Prince William's inheritance of Queen Elizabeth II's private estate raised questions about authority, what happened inside Queen Camilla's wider circle raised an entirely different set of concerns. Because while headlines focused on Prince William, the future king, and the symbolic meaning of the estate itself, palace observers were paying attention to something far less visible. Behind closed doors, many believe the real story involved influence, access, and a gradual shift in who truly mattered within the royal family. And once that shift began, some insiders claimed it became impossible to ignore. What makes this development particularly fascinating is that nobody was publicly removed from anything. Queen Camilla remained queen. King Charles III remained firmly on the throne. Public appearances continued. Royal ceremonies moved forward as scheduled. Buckingham Palace projected the same image of stability that royal households have carefully maintained for generations. Yet according to royal commentators, the atmosphere surrounding Queen Camilla's extended family reportedly began to feel very different from before. Does that sound like a coincidence? Or could something deeper have been unfolding beneath the surface? For years, Queen Camilla's relatives occupied a unique position around the monarchy. Unlike Prince William, Prince Harry, or Catherine, Princess of Wales, Queen Camilla's family members were never working royals. Queen Camilla's children, Tom Parker Bowles and Laura Lopez, did not hold royal titles, perform constitutional duties, or represent the crown in any official capacity. Nevertheless, proximity to King Charles III and Queen Camilla naturally provided familiarity with royal life and access to influential circles that few people ever experience. That reality was not controversial by itself. In every institution, individuals close to leadership often develop relationships that carry significance. However, reports suggest that Prince William's growing influence may have introduced a different philosophy regarding how the monarchy should operate in the future. Rather than relying heavily on informal relationships, Prince William reportedly favored clearer structures, more defined responsibilities, and stronger institutional boundaries. Supporters of Prince William viewed this approach as a necessary modernization designed to strengthen the monarchy for future generations. Critics, meanwhile, questioned whether such changes risked creating a colder and less personal environment inside royal circles. And this is where the tension reportedly became most noticeable. According to palace observers, the changes were not dramatic enough to generate headlines overnight. Instead, the transformation allegedly appeared through dozens of small adjustments. Meetings became more structured, access reportedly became more selective. Discussions that once happened casually now followed more formal channels. None of these developments sounded revolutionary on their own, yet together they created a growing perception that the center of influence inside the royal family was quietly moving toward Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales. Imagine finding yourself inside an institution where nobody openly criticizes you, nobody announces new restrictions, and nobody tells you that your role has changed. Yet every month you begin noticing that certain doors no longer open quite as easily as before. Could that uncertainty be more unsettling than direct confrontation? Many royal commentators believe uncertainty often creates more anxiety than conflict itself because people struggle to adapt when the rules appear to be changing without explanation. At the same time, Queen Camilla's position became increasingly complex. Reports never suggested an open disagreement between Prince William and Queen Camilla. In fact, public appearances continued to project cooperation and professionalism. Yet some royal observers argue that Queen Camilla may have found herself navigating a monarchy that was gradually evolving around Prince William's long-term vision. As Prince William prepared for an eventual future as king, every institutional decision carried implications extending far beyond the present moment. What makes Prince William's approach particularly interesting is how closely it resembles a lesson often associated with Queen Elizabeth II. Throughout her reign, Queen Elizabeth II rarely relied on dramatic public interventions. Instead, Queen Elizabeth II understood that lasting authority often emerges through consistency, patience, and careful management of institutions. Some supporters believe Prince William inherited not only an estate from Queen Elizabeth II, but also a leadership philosophy shaped by decades of observing one of history's most successful monarchs. Meanwhile, another question continued circulating among royal watchers. If Prince William was gradually shaping a more streamlined monarchy, what would that mean for individuals whose influence came primarily through personal relationships rather than official responsibilities? The answer remains unclear, but the debate itself reveals how sensitive these changes have become. Whenever discussions involve succession, royal titles, palace insiders, and the future direction of the monarchy, emotions naturally run high. And perhaps that is why this story continues attracting so much attention. Beneath conversations about estates and inheritance lies a much larger issue concerning how the royal family will function in the decades ahead. Prince William, the future king, appears increasingly focused on building an institution designed for long-term stability. Whether royal observers agree with that vision or not, few can deny that Prince William's influence is becoming more visible with every passing year. Before we continue, if you enjoy deep analysis of Prince William, Kate Middleton, King Charles III, Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, Buckingham Palace, and the latest royal drama shaping the monarchy, make sure to subscribe to the channel and join our community. Because what happened next takes the story far beyond questions of influence and directly into one of the most emotionally complicated chapters of Prince William's life, where memories of Princess Diana, old wounds, and unresolved history may still cast a shadow over the future of the royal family. If questions about influence and authority have been quietly reshaping the royal family, the next part of the story touches something even more powerful: memory. Because whenever discussions involve Prince William, Queen Camilla, King Charles III, and the future of the monarchy, there is one figure whose presence still seems to linger over every major royal conversation. That figure is Princess Diana. And whether royal insiders acknowledge it openly or not, many observers believe that understanding Prince William's relationship with the monarchy requires understanding the experiences that shaped Prince William long before becoming the future king. Prince William was not merely a witness to one of the most turbulent chapters in modern royal history. Prince William lived through it at an age when personal experiences often leave permanent impressions. The breakdown of the marriage between King Charles III and Princess Diana unfolded under extraordinary public scrutiny, transforming what might have been a private family struggle into an international drama followed by millions. Every headline, every interview, and every controversy became part of Prince William's childhood reality. Unlike members of the public who watched events unfold from a distance, Prince William experienced those years from inside the royal family itself. That reality raises an important question. Can anyone truly separate institutional decisions from deeply personal memories? Royal commentators remain divided on that issue. Some believe Prince William has spent decades developing the discipline necessary to place duty above emotion. Others suggest that personal history inevitably shapes how leaders view trust, loyalty, and responsibility. What do you think? Can Prince William completely separate childhood experiences from decisions involving the future of the monarchy, or does every leader carry traces of the past into the future? What makes the discussion even more fascinating is that Prince William has rarely spoken publicly about resentment or bitterness. In fact, Prince William has consistently projected stability, professionalism, and commitment to royal duty. Yet Prince William has also spoken openly about the profound impact Princess Diana had on shaping personal values, emotional awareness, and understanding of public service. Those lessons continue influencing how Prince William approaches leadership today. Many supporters believe that Princess Diana's legacy remains visible in Prince William's focus on empathy, modernity, and connecting the monarchy with ordinary people. At the same time, Queen Camilla's journey within the royal family has been remarkably complex. Long before Queen Camilla became queen, public opinion surrounding Queen Camilla was deeply divided. Years of controversy, criticism, and media scrutiny created enormous challenges for both Queen Camilla and King Charles III. However, over time, perceptions gradually evolved. Through patience, consistency, and years of public service, Queen Camilla slowly earned greater acceptance from many members of the public, as well as significant respect within royal institutions. And this is where the story becomes emotionally complicated. Two realities can exist at the same time. Queen Camilla can be viewed as a dedicated partner to King Charles III, while Princess Diana remains an unforgettable figure in Prince William's life. Those realities do not automatically conflict, yet they create a complicated emotional landscape that few families could fully understand. Unlike ordinary families, the relationships between Prince William, King Charles III, and Queen Camilla exist beneath constant public observation, where every interaction becomes subject to analysis and speculation. Reports suggest that King Charles III has often found himself balancing multiple responsibilities simultaneously. King Charles III must lead the monarchy, support Queen Camilla, maintain family relationships, and prepare Prince William for the future. That balancing act becomes even more challenging because Prince William is not simply King Charles III's son. Prince William is also the future king and the central figure in the monarchy's long-term future. Every decision involving Prince William, therefore, carries both personal and institutional consequences. Could that explain why King Charles III has appeared cautious during periods of reported tension? Some royal watchers believe so. According to various commentators, King Charles III understands that openly challenging Prince William on matters involving long-term royal strategy could create difficulties extending far beyond any single disagreement. Whether those interpretations are accurate remains uncertain, but they illustrate the delicate position occupied by King Charles III as both monarch and father. Meanwhile, Prince William continues moving forward with a leadership style that appears increasingly confident and deliberate. Rather than relying on dramatic announcements, Prince William often seems content allowing actions and outcomes to define the message. That approach has drawn comparisons to Queen Elizabeth II, whose reign demonstrated how quiet consistency can sometimes be more powerful than public confrontation. Supporters argue that Prince William's restraint reflects maturity. Critics occasionally interpret the same restraint as emotional distance. Either way, few observers deny that Prince William's influence continues growing. Yet an even bigger question remains unanswered. If Prince William's approach has been shaped by lessons learned from Princess Diana, Queen Elizabeth II, and decades of observing royal life up close, what specific vision does Prince William have for the monarchy that will eventually become Prince William's responsibility? More importantly, how does Catherine, Princess of Wales, fit into that vision as one of the most trusted and admired members of the royal family? Before we continue, if you enjoy deep discussions about Prince William, Kate Middleton, King Charles III, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Buckingham Palace, royal titles, succession, and the future of the monarchy, make sure to subscribe and join our growing community. Because the next chapter takes us directly into Prince William's extraordinary relationship with Queen Elizabeth II, revealing why many palace insiders believe the late monarch may have quietly shaped the future king's entire approach to power, responsibility, and leadership. If Prince William's personal history helps explain the future king's perspective, the next piece of his story may be even more important. Because according to many royal observers, No individual influenced Prince William's understanding of leadership more profoundly than Queen Elizabeth II herself. And when discussions turn toward the inheritance of a treasured private estate, many people cannot help wondering whether Queen Elizabeth II may have been sending a message that extended far beyond property, wealth, or tradition. For much of Prince William's life, Queen Elizabeth II represented something unique. Queen Elizabeth II was not simply the monarch. Queen Elizabeth II was also a grandmother whose extraordinary reign provided Prince William with a front-row seat to one of the most remarkable examples of institutional leadership in modern history. While the public often saw ceremonies, speeches, and state occasions, Prince William had the rare opportunity to observe how Queen Elizabeth II managed pressure, handled crises, and protected the monarchy during periods of enormous change. That experience matters because leadership is rarely learned from books alone. Leadership is often absorbed through years of observation. Prince William witnessed Queen Elizabeth II navigate family controversies, constitutional challenges, shifting public expectations, and moments of national uncertainty without abandoning the steady image that became synonymous with her reign. Could Prince William's current approach to power be rooted in lessons learned directly from Queen Elizabeth II? Many royal commentators believe the answer is yes. Prince William has occasionally reflected on the evolution of that relationship, describing how interactions with Queen Elizabeth II became warmer and more personal over time. As Queen Elizabeth II entered later life, formal boundaries reportedly softened, allowing Prince William to experience a more relaxed and affectionate side of the monarch. Those moments carried significance because they revealed a woman very different from the public figure seen on television screens around the world. Behind the crown stood a grandmother whose wisdom, humor, and life experience left a lasting impression on Prince William. And this is where the discussion surrounding the estate becomes particularly intriguing. Many supporters of Prince William believe the inheritance represented more than a legal process. Some royal watchers have suggested that Queen Elizabeth II's decision reflected confidence in Prince William's ability to safeguard important aspects of the monarchy's future. To be clear, there is no public evidence suggesting Queen Elizabeth II intended to send a message directed against Queen Camilla or any other member of the royal family. However, the symbolic significance of entrusting major responsibilities to Prince William has fueled endless discussion among palace insiders and royal analysts. At the same time, Catherine, Princess of Wales, has emerged as a critical part of Prince William's long-term vision for the monarchy. While Prince William increasingly prepares for eventual kingship, Kate Middleton continues strengthening public trust through a calm and disciplined approach that many observers compare to Queen Elizabeth II's own style. Together, Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, represent a combination of continuity and modernization that appeals to large sections of the public. Does that growing popularity help explain why Prince William's influence appears stronger than ever? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The contrast between different generations of the royal family has also become increasingly noticeable. King Charles III inherited a monarchy facing modern challenges unlike any previous era. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, introduced additional debates about tradition, independence, and institutional change. Meanwhile, Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, have largely focused on reinforcing stability while gradually adapting royal priorities to contemporary expectations. These parallel developments have created a fascinating period in royal history where multiple visions of the monarchy exist simultaneously. What makes Prince William's position especially powerful is that Prince William rarely needs to argue publicly for authority. The future king's authority grows naturally from succession itself. Every year brings Prince William closer to the role that awaits. Every major decision reinforces Prince William's status as the monarchy's next leader. Every appearance alongside Catherine, Princess of Wales, strengthens public perception of a future royal partnership already taking shape before the eyes of the world. Yet not everyone interprets these developments in the same way. Some critics argue that a more streamlined monarchy could risk losing valuable personal relationships built over decades. Supporters respond that modernization is necessary if the institution hopes to remain effective in the future. This debate extends far beyond Prince William, Queen Camilla, or King Charles III. At its core, The discussion centers on how much change a centuries-old institution can embrace while preserving the traditions that define it. And perhaps that is why this story continues generating so much interest. Every conversation about estates, succession, royal titles, and palace influence ultimately leads back to a much larger question. What kind of king will Prince William become when the moment finally arrives? The answer remains unknown, but many people believe clues are already visible in the decisions Prince William makes today. Before we continue, if you enjoy in-depth coverage of Prince William, Kate Middleton, King Charles III, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Buckingham Palace, and the future of the royal family, make sure to subscribe and join our growing community. Because the next chapter explores the most revealing development of all, the quiet emergence of a new center of power inside the monarchy, and why many palace insiders believe the era of Prince William may have already begun long before the crown officially changes hands. What if the most important part of the story was never the estate itself? What if the inheritance that sparked so much discussion was simply the first visible sign of a much larger transformation taking place inside the royal family? Because as months passed and speculation continued to swirl around Prince William, Queen Camilla, and King Charles III, one conclusion began emerging among many royal observers. The real story may not be about what Prince William inherited. The real story may be about what Prince William is quietly becoming. One of the most striking aspects of this entire situation is that there has never been a dramatic public confrontation. Prince William, the future king, has not launched public attacks. Queen Camilla has not openly challenged Prince William. King Charles III has not appeared before cameras to address palace tensions. Buckingham Palace has largely maintained its familiar posture of discretion and restraint. Yet despite the absence of public conflict, countless royal commentators believe a profound shift is taking place behind the scenes. And perhaps that is exactly why the story continues capturing attention around the world. Throughout royal history, power has rarely changed hands in a single moment. Instead, power often moves gradually through influence, responsibility, trust, and perception. Long before a crown is officially passed from one monarch to another, people begin recognizing where the future is headed. Many palace insiders suggest that this process is already unfolding around Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales. Every major appearance, every strategic initiative, and every carefully managed responsibility seems to reinforce the same message. The future generation is no longer waiting in the background. The future generation is increasingly shaping the conversation. But here is where the situation becomes even more fascinating. Reports suggest that many individuals within royal circles have slowly adjusted to a new reality. Early uncertainty surrounding Prince William's growing authority reportedly evolved into acceptance. Hopes that older power structures might return gradually faded. Expectations that Prince William would dramatically reverse course appeared increasingly unlikely. Instead, observers began describing a monarchy adapting itself around the leadership style of Prince William, the future king. Does that development represent sensible preparation for the future, or does it signal a more significant shift than the public fully realizes? For supporters of Prince William, the answer seems straightforward. Prince William represents continuity, stability, and preparation. Supporters argue that Prince William learned valuable lessons from Queen Elizabeth II, absorbed important experiences from King Charles III, and developed a modern understanding of public expectations through years of royal service. In this interpretation, Prince William's actions are not controversial at all. Instead, Prince William is simply preparing the monarchy for challenges that future generations will face. Yet critics continue asking difficult questions. Could a more streamlined monarchy create unintended consequences? Could reducing informal influence also weaken relationships that once helped maintain internal unity? Could the increasing concentration of authority around Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, eventually create new tensions within the royal family? These questions remain unanswered, but they illustrate why discussions surrounding succession and royal power remain so compelling. Whenever institutions evolve, debate inevitably follows. At the same time, the broader royal landscape continues changing. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, remain subjects of ongoing public discussion. King Charles III continues balancing leadership responsibilities during a transformative period for the monarchy. Queen Camilla continues carrying out royal duties while maintaining a role that once seemed unimaginable during earlier chapters of royal history. Against that backdrop, Prince William and Kate Middleton increasingly occupy the position that many people associate with the monarchy's future identity. And perhaps that is the most revealing aspect of all. The estate inherited from Queen Elizabeth II may have triggered headlines, speculation, and endless debate. But the deeper significance lies in what the conversation revealed. The discussion exposed growing recognition that Prince William's influence is no longer viewed as something that belongs only to the future. Increasingly, royal watchers see Prince William as a central force in the present. Whether discussing succession, institutional reform, royal titles, palace dynamics, or the direction of Buckingham Palace itself, Prince William now stands at the center of nearly every important conversation. As a result, the question facing the monarchy may no longer be whether Prince William will shape the institution. The more intriguing question may be how far Prince William's vision will ultimately reach once Prince William officially becomes king. Will Prince William create a leaner and more focused monarchy? Will Catherine, Princess of Wales, help define a new era of royal leadership? And how will future historians interpret the quiet decisions being made today? Before we conclude, if you enjoy thoughtful coverage of Prince William, Kate Middleton, King Charles III, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Buckingham Palace, royal drama, succession, and the future of the royal family, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest analysis. Because in the end, this story was never simply about inheritance. This story was about influence. This story was about transition. And above all, this story was about the quiet rise of a future king whose era may have already begun long before the crown officially changes hands. What do you think? Was Prince William's inheritance of Queen Elizabeth II estate simply a routine royal transition? Or do you believe the move symbolized a much larger shift in power inside the monarchy? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because the next chapter of the royal family's story may already be unfolding behind